Security made of all the Cavan people flooding into Enniskillen in their blue jerseys. A place in the Ulster semi-final was at stake, and with commentary, here's Kevin McStay and Ger Canning.
Fermanagh give a championship debut today to 24-year-old Chris Snow in goal. But they make 3 changes to their published 15. Owen Donnelly, for instance, comes into midfield, and there are starts as well today for Brian Cox and Tommy McIlroy. Cavan come here looking for successive Ulster Championship match wins for the first time in 12 years. Jack Brady didn't start against Armagh, but today he comes in to replace Killian Brady. Martin Dunn was the star turned 4 weeks ago when he scored 9 points on his debut. His progress today will be watched with great interest. Breaking forward, Declan McCusker once again. Carried on here by Marty O'Brien. Now he's got space. Opening it out here, inside there towards the full forward, Sean Quigley. Back it comes once again for McIlroy. One of the names not anticipated to start, but they do. And it's blocked down once again by Fergal Flanagan, and back out as far as Cian Mackey. Forward again to Niall McDermott. Now he's got a bit of room. Mackey was on the ground looking at the referee for a free. The referee says play on. McDermott does for Cavan and boots it brilliantly high and over the bar. 2 in a row for Cavan. This is where the blockdown occurred here as Sean Quigley was trying to press home his advantage. At the other end, it was an impressive counter-attack by Cavan. Here's Killian Clark now, trying to take on his opponent, who is Tommy McIlroy. Back again as far as Cian Mackey. Again stretching the legs, ready to take on McIlroy, take on 2 players, give it there to Brady. Back out it comes again here, Fergal Flanagan this time. And in the end, it's kicked by that man who's been the star so far, Cian Mackey. He deserves that point.
Yeah, did a lovely piece of work in the build-up, and then when it was recycled, lovely lazy left foot, splits the post.
Ryan Jones. Fermanagh looking for their first score. Can he get this one? He's given it plenty of height. Has he got the necessary accuracy? I think he has. Finally, after 26 minutes, kicked over the bar by Ryan Jones on his 4th ever championship match. The 22-year-old from Derry Gonolly took on Damien O'Reilly, and from 20 metres out, but a tough enough angle confronting him, he split the post brilliantly. 4-1, that's a bit more like it. Here he comes again, Mr. Pink Boots. Killian Clark. Down here as far as Martin Dunn. Very awkward angle this time. That's an amazing score. Well, he's got the talent and ability, we know that.
We know he's deadly accurate, but that is one of the best he's got.
Marty O'Brien. Made a lot of ground. Jack Brady's after him into McCabe, trying to get something for his troubles in there. Back out to Corrigan, first touch. And Tomas Corrigan shows he should have been on right from the very beginning. First opportunity for the 22-year-old from Kinoley, whose dad, of course, is a former player and former manager, Dominic Corrigan. Owen Donnelly kicking it in here, but it's got to be accurate. It's taken brilliantly this time by Sean Quigley. Back to a support player, and that's kicked high, and that's gone over the bar. And it is Declan McCusker. Suddenly it's 5-3.
And that's their best one.
Held on to here by Declan McKiernan. Retained by Niall McDermott, out as far as Keating. Can they have the last shot then before the referee's whistle goes for half-time in this Ulster quarter-final tie? Under pressure, kicking and dropping it over the bar. 2 fine points by Eugene Keating towards the end of this half, and now there are 4 between them. Once again, it is Fermanagh who carry the ball forward with Owen Donnelly. Donnelly ready to hit this one from 45 metres, and listen to the cheer. Good start to the second half, and now the margin's back down to 3. 7 points to 4 the position. Cavan still leading. Daniel Kill holds up. Coming onto it is Donnelly again. He's been very, very busy and productive. Corrigan got a point when he came on early on in the game, and he's got another one, another beauty. That's 2 lovely points now by Tomas Corrigan. Strange why he was omitted from the word go when he's a very natural scorer. Fisted back down here, stalemate situation. McCusker was trying to get it for Fermanagh. Ryan Jones likewise. Instead it's Eugene Keating with a lovely pickup. That's good. Can it curl in? It's beautifully on its way.
Great score.
3rd point for Eugene Keating. It was the pickup initially, and he floated it in perfectly. Attacking it there with some gusto was Shane Lyons. Lyons over there waiting for a support player to come.
Fermanagh ball.
Yep, went off the Cavan man. This is kicked into the path of Shane McCabe. The angle is tight, and his hand was being dragged back, so it's going to be a free in. That wasn't very disciplined by Cavan. They were lording it for a long, long time in this game, but here you see the hand of the raider there from Cavan, Shane McCabe, being held back. And so now Daniel Kill, he's going to run in towards that 13 metres to try and make it 11-11. Has he got it? The umpires are looking, and finally they decide, yes, they wave a white flag. Kill, the second half substitute, has got 4 points, where there were 4 between them at half time. It's now Fermanagh 11, Cavan 11. So it's Rory Dunn, full back, out here as far as Alan Clark, driving forward. Owens goes after him, in there as far as O'Reilly. Damien O'Reilly. Now where's the winner for one of these teams? Will it be this man? Martin Dunn was the hero the last time, down in their own patch, and now he's put this one over the bar, and Cavan go back into the lead again. That is his 4th point of this match. It's Cavan 12, Fermanagh 11. He took on the responsibility. Some strike. Jones comes, dismisses the first tackle, then goes down. Tries to get it to a colleague, almost through it. Referee sees the ball go back into Cavan hands, and Cavan with Ronan Flanagan kicking it forward here to Cian Mackey, energetic as ever, still bubbling away, even in the 70th minute of this match, and there's nothing Fermanagh can do about it. It's kicked into space over here towards Eugene Keating, knocked down there towards McDermott, and the referee blows his whistle and says, free to Cavan. And surely this is the moment now when they have this chance of nailing the victory and getting themselves into the Ulster semi-final. That's kicked over the bar by Martin Dunn, his 5th point of this match. Only a goal will save Fermanagh. The little chip. Now who's going to meet it? Keeper got a touch. Referee says play on. Now he's whistled. It's all over. And Cavan have come to Brewster Park and beaten Fermanagh by 2 points. And they're in the Ulster semi-final. The final score here after a very spirited second half is Cavan 13 points, Fermanagh 11.
You have to realise it's been 10 weeks since we played a competitive match, whereas Cavan are already up to speed with Ulster Championship, and the fact that they've played their match, I think it stood to them, and they made use of that advantage in the first 10 or 15 minutes. It took us a while to get up to the pace of the game.
It's 12 years since Cavan put back-to-back successes in the Ulster Championship campaign. You've done it.
That's true, and I think we got to the Ulster final in that year as well, so hopefully this goes on the same way.
Yeah, well done to Terry Hyland and the lads. And so Cavan now go through to the semi-final, where they'll play Monaghan on Saturday, June 29th. Well, Ryan McMenamin, I presume with your old teammate Peter Canavan in charge of Fermanagh, you'd have a soft spot for them.
Well, it should be, but unfortunately I'm on the Fermanagh border, so I kind of keep my loyalties to Tyrone, I think it could be burned out of house maybe.
Well, these two teams are not amongst the higher tier, or haven't been in recent years in Ulster football, but you were impressed with Cavan.
Listen, they've been doing fantastic work at youth level, right up into the youth, right from under 14 right up and under 21. They've contested the last 4 Ulster under 21s finals, so they have been, and they've won the last 3 of them, so they have been building. It's been slow, steady progress for them. And what you're seeing is now that they've won the first back-to-back championship games now in 12 years. You know, so it is slow progress. They took it the right way about it, and they invested heavily in the youth, and now it's beginning now to pay dividends for them now.
Okay, so that's good for them. Now, Fermanagh could have won it, obviously. Where did it go wrong for them, in your view?
Well, I think the first 25 minutes they didn't score that, you know, and they approached the game not as positive. Cavan went out in a positive manner and tried to win the game. Fermanagh didn't, and it was probably a slight disadvantage for Fermanagh having time to analyse Cavan. I think if they hadn't seen Cavan playing, it might have been slightly different, you know. It was a pretty poor first half in terms of quality, you know.
And is this their worries about Dunn at full forward for Cavan?
Yeah, it was their worries about Dunn at full forward, because he had scored 9 points against Armagh, but we know that day he nearly had the whole half to himself. He got acres of space, and you would have thought, I know Barry Owens is out injured,
well, let's have a look at this.
You would have thought Fermanagh would have showed a little bit more trust in their defenders, but you could see from, this is literally 14 seconds into the game, you can see that Ryan McCluskey has been designated the sweeper. So he's obviously there to cut off Martin Dunn and cut off the supply to Martin Dunn. Unfortunately, it wasn't very effective all day. You know, we've a number of clips coming up here where he kind of gets caught in no man's land. Now, to a certain degree, it's a difficult role to play sweeper. He's been out injured. He's probably not up to game speed, but he didn't do it in an effective manner. Dunn still picked off 3 points, and basically Fermanagh sacrificed a player in their defence, where if they had to push forward, it had to be more positive at the start of the game. Here he is again, he just drifts out. You know, the man coming out at speed, he doesn't have a chance, you know. Dunn turns and pops it over the bar. And it came down to simple tactics, and I think Peter kind of went out and he tried to be defensive. He was worried about him, and, you know, here's a ball into the corner, and he's looking, hesitates. Dunn comes out, still wins it ahead of both men. So they sacrificed a man in there and got no return out of it. And Fermanagh came back into the game in the second half. They got like within a point. They pushed on.
Yeah. Usually when you're playing a sweeper like that there, what you've seen there, where Ryan was playing, when you're playing a sweeper, it should have been a two-way communication with the full-back. He should have been taking the left side, and the full-back should have been taking the right side. But the two of them were not. And one of them clips, the two of them were taking the right side, and they were letting young Martin get the ball.
I think Cavan were smart enough. They knew he was there. And the thing about it, Fermanagh didn't change it. They stayed with him right till the end. He was there right till the very end. And they needed to push on and be more positive and get back into the game. And I don't think they not scoring for the first 25 minutes was just not good.
They can put that right, though, in your view?
They can put it right now. Probably, Fermanagh now, they can. I know maybe the qualifiers in 2 weeks, and probably all the boys now, they're probably disappointed with themselves, because I know they had been putting in a lot of work and they'd been working hard, and probably maybe there's nothing beats you going out maybe after 2 weeks, because they know the game's only 2 weeks, and probably seeing that there when they do look at it. I know Peter will be, he will look at it very well, like, but he will look at it, and the boys will learn from it. I know Ryan, I think that was his first, was Ryan McCluskey. He hadn't maybe played a game maybe since 2011, with just the way injuries affected him, you know, so maybe it took him a while getting back up to the pace, but at the end of the day, for the men coming running through, playing the ball in, there was probably no pressure on the Cavan boys.
When they were coming through.
No, they lost his effect as one of their leaders. I can only recall him being on the ball 2 or 3 times.
All right, well, Kieran, take us through the Cavan performance and what impressed you in it.
Listen, Cavan were very good against Armagh, and in fairness today, they started in a very positive. They have quality forwards with Keating inside, but it was their defence. It was the work of the half forwards, Keane Mackey, Fergal Flanagan coming back here. Great tackle, great turnover ball. And to a certain degree, Fermanagh were a little bit clueless going forward in the first half. They did improve in the second half. But Cavan got men back. Here's when Ronan Flanagan comes back, you know, they get in their face. It's Mackey and Ronan Flanagan, turnover possession. Again, what we're looking at the previous game, but it's the half forwards coming beating the team up and down, great engine. He did tire in the second half, but he was there in the last couple of minutes when it mattered. Owen Donnelly, who came in the middle of the park for Fermanagh, he was the driving force that got them back into the game, kicked a great score at the start of the second half off the outside of the boot. And Eugene Keating, the corner forward, who got 3 great points again. Another great performance, having performed very well against Armagh.
All right, and the winner?
The winner was Keane Mackey. He was the link man today, and I think he was a core reason why Cavan got over the line.
Okay, well, congratulations to Keane. I think he's the first man from his club ever to win it. Let's hear from him.
Keane, it was a very, very tough championship match.
It was a tight affair. Every Ulster championship match is a very tough affair, and it was good to get the win and kick on to an Ulster semi-final.
You were put to the pin of your collar there in that second half, weren't you?
We were, yeah. It's always tough coming down to Brewster Park. Fermanagh are a very, very strong team, and with Peter Cavan over them, you never know what to expect. He's a very intelligent man, and we just got the victory in the end.
Well, congratulations to you. You're the Super Value RT man of the match, and Sean Tarpey is here to present your award to you.
Big celebrations in Castlerahan. Now, the latest in our list of shock results.